Hello, good morning, good afternoon or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of Something for the Weekend from Martin Lynch and Sons in Staines-upon-Thames, England. That's right, isn't it?
Yep, rainy Staines.
Yeah, rainy Staines.
Rainy.
Tony, Tony, my sales manager, been here longer than the plant pots outside. Right then, so all of you that came along last Saturday, the 5th of November, thank you very much for making the pilgrimage to my small abode. Filled the shop up, you did, on occasions, and the street. Spent money, which is wonderful, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, and also ate all the burgers. In fact, there were 0 left, and they were really tasty. I'm sorry there wasn't a hog, but we've done a deal with the man who gave us the burgers, and he's going to be here next year with pulled pork, which comes from a pig. That's all right, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to come now.
And it's still free. Incredible. Right, so one of the things we did last week was we ran a raffle. And we were going around, not completely badgering people, but everybody that purchased through the store were entered into the raffle.
They had to buy a raffle ticket.
They had to buy a raffle ticket, yeah.
And only £1.
It's a quid,
So,
£1, one GBP, which is not a lot more in euros or dollars these days. And also on the web you could order raffle prizes, or raffle tickets rather, and it all goes to Alzheimer's charity, which we're very, very proud to sponsor, of which my poor old mum succumbed to that dreadful illness. Most people in some family have got it. Yeah. So a very worthwhile cause. Now, 2 good things came from that. First of all, we raised just over 500 quid. And we said we'd match it, so over £1,000 is going to. Which is
great.
I think it's good, isn't it? Because we were down on numbers this year a little bit. Train strikes and goodness knows what else, but I think we did very, very well. So we're happy, and thank you so much for coming. So
really appreciate
the raffle tickets, they're all in here. So all the mail order ones are all in here. Somebody sat there, was it Tia, I think? Tia and Abby were there working away, screwing all up. So we've got 3 prizes. We've got an FT4XE, the lovely little dual bander from Yaesu, which I bleated on about when these first came out, what, 2 years ago now?
Yeah,
3 years ago.
3 years ago
I still love these because they're just easy to use. Second prize is the Wuxen KG-UV8G, the Yaesu dual bander. There it is, bit of a boring box. But
2 and 4 metres?
I like them actually, yeah, 2 and 4 metres incidentally, yeah, which is nice. So you've got 2 and 70, 2 and 4, and the ultimate prize worth £230. And see this lady, look, there
no,
she's.
I'm not the prize.
No, she's not, yeah, she's the first prize, no. Honestly, she can't stop her. That's Kim, who was helping us out at the Newark convention.
Did a great job.
She did well, and she's coming next year. Right, so the first prize is an FTM 6000, which is that one, 2 and 70, with
straightforward, 50 watts.
50
so it's
watts
high power,
yeah,
so you said, with high power, 50 watts on there.
Just for £1. So one of you is going to win that for £1, and the other 2 for £1. So I'm going to delve in, Tony.
Yeah. I'm going to just clarify how it's going to be done.
Yes.
I.e., 1 prize per person.
Yes.
So if you've got multiple tickets and it's pulled out twice, it is 1 prize per person to make it
so we
it
then
fair
pull
for
out
everyone,
another ticket, basically.
Because there were some very wealthy people on Saturday.
Were there?
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Well, here we go. So,
Okay.
There's one. So, Tony, read that out.
Right, so in reverse order.
In reverse order, this is for the FT4XE.
We've
and
got
it is
number 324. 324.
And is there a call sign or something on the back?
G4 Kilo Whiskey Tango.
G4 KWC.
T.
C. Oh, T.
Tango.
Kilo Whiskey Tango. So I'm going to put that. I'll put that on there. So that's whoever that is. You know it is because you're watching.
He's done all right for £1, doesn't he? On
for £1. Good grief. Right, the next one. So this one is for the Wuxen 2 and 4 metre transceiver, worth 120 quid, which is double the price of the Yaesu. There you go.
Am I picking?
Oh, sorry.
Go on, you pick. You can pick.
There you go, mate. It's one there.
All right.
They're really screwed up into little bits, aren't they?
Oh, I did that.
Did you do all of that?
Yeah, all of them, 500 odd tickets.
What, you did it in your own time?
Obviously, yeah, of course I did. Yeah, of course.
Christ. Right, number
36. It's an early
adopter. Very early adopter.
Which is Golf Whiskey Zero Tango Oscar India, GW0TOI.
All the way from Welsh Wales.
Yeah, that's good. And by the looks of it, it looks like it was in store.
And it was very early too. So thank you, whoever you are.
Very good.
We could say the names, but right, so that one's going on that one. That's ticket number 36. That's there. Right. Now I'm going to have a real good rummage around in here.
Can I shake it? I want to shake it.
Oh, go on, then you shake it, mate. Yeah. You can have it on your cornflakes tomorrow, all that lot. Be a bit soggy. Right, come on, that's enough.
Go on.
Right, ready? For the first prize. If you've got a drum roll rolling here, yeah, he's got a drum roll on the video. It's good, isn't it? Oh, can you believe it? Honestly. Goodness sake.
That's someone trying to bribe you last minute.
Yeah, there you go. Come on, then. Go on, then. Yeah, last minute.
This one is 239.
Yes, and it is
2E0 X-Ray Bravo Tango. 2E0 XBT.
XBT.
That's
Did
a
he?
nice
I wonder if he.
prize.
Yeah.
That's a nice
So whoever you are, you've just won that. Free. 230 quid.
Yep.
So we'll be contacting all three of you shortly to get your prizes. Oh, put that on there. There you
And
go.
for those of you that didn't win, thank you anyway, because you've donated to a very, very worthwhile
all
cause.
that lot's gone to Alzheimer's.
Yeah, which I'm sure they're going to really appreciate.
I hope you enjoyed that. Right, so that's that then. So there were some real highlights for Saturday on our open day, but which I'm going to go into with you, and there's going to be some images flashing up. Tony, do you want to go and have a gander at all the U's?
I'll take a look at you.
I've been out 3 days because I couldn't actually get into work for various reasons. Mainly the lovely people stringing themselves up on gantries around the motorway. You have a look. I'm going to talk to...
Yeah, give me a shout when you're ready.
Talk to the camera. In fact, I'm going to sit down. There you go. Look at that. God, the old boy's sitting down. So, big highlight for me last Saturday, as it was for a lot of people in the store. Earlier in the week, this old fella rang me up. He's in his 90s. In fact, he's 96. And I used to work for this chap back in the 70s and 80s. And it was Bernie Godfrey, G4 AOG, any old gear of the Bernie and Brenda fame. Amateur radio exchange in Ealing, and he reminded me, as indeed he was reminding people on the day. I knocked on his window. No, I didn't. I looked in his window, let's get this right, and he said Martin came along when he was a kid. I think I was out of short trousers at the time, and he walked in and he said to Brenda, Bernie's co-op and partner in crime and in the business, and said, "Do you know what, Brenda, your shop window's a right old mess." She said, "Well, if you think you can do better, go and do it then." So apparently, at the age of about 19, 20, I wandered into their window in Northfield Avenue, where I ended up opening my own shop many years later after they sold the business on, and rearranged it. And obviously it did the trick, because when I stepped out, Brenda looked at it, so did Bernie. They said, "Do you want a job, part-time job?" And that was the start, I guess, of my career in amateur radio. Now, to get Bernie here, that was about 1977, 1978. And to get Bernie in my store all these years later in 2022 was an absolute brilliant for me. He's quite unstable on his legs, poor chap, being 96, but his brain's as bright as a button as it was back in the 70s and 80s when I worked for him. And Bernie, thank you very, very much for putting all the effort in to come down here. I know it wasn't easy, but it was lovely seeing you, and we had a good old laugh as we normally do. He spoke to lots of customers who were aghast. "Is that Bernie?" they said. And furthermore, he met Chris Ridley from ICOM UK, who, when Bernie was in business, this is how long Chris Ridley's been at ICOM, when they were at Thanet Electronics, they had a chat as well. So there's several pictures of him sitting down talking to Bernie. So Bernie, you're a fantastic fellow. I'm looking forward to seeing you next year, of course, with Brenda. Brenda had other things to do, unfortunately, but we've got to get the pair down. And thank you very much for that. That's it, really. I think it's time to have a look round. I think Tony's been going nuts. Yes, isn't it? I mean, you've been going absolutely mad.
It's not, to be honest, it's not me. It's your fault.
Oh, go on then.
Because do you remember, cast your mind back to a few months ago when you stood in front of that camera and said, "Can you send me in your used equipment?"
And you've been doing it ever since. And Bernie would appreciate this,
Yeah.
of course, because he built his business up like I did on used equipment, second-hand gear, which is call sign any old gear, G4.
It's been crazy.
It's been good though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been very good. And we've seen a lot of newcomers going with really good radios.
Good.
So they've said they've got an opportunity now to basically purchase a high-end radio at a discount price.
A much lower price.
Yeah, which is great.
And when you buy it from old Lynch, of course, you know it's going to be looked after, cared for, and you get a proper warranty. If it goes wrong, we can fix it. If we can't, we won't sell it. And
Very true.
old ropey old things we don't take in, we trade out to the trade, bit like cars. Get an old banger in, it doesn't meet our standards, we trade it out. They clean it up, they've got the time and they sell it on, but it's generally stuff that
That's true.
equipment doesn't meet our standards.
If it's in the store, it's a standard.
Right,
100% for sale.
come on then.
Right.
I see you've expanded all this
Yeah,
now.
so we've...
This is growing. I expect to come in here in a few months' time and these tables are all down the side
We've
here.
tried to leave a bit of room, and if anyone needs access, by all means, we will move stuff for you. So that's not a problem.
Still loads
You've
of room.
still got a lot of room there, though. So I'll kick it off. 7300s, Icom 7300, HF6, 4 meters, 100 watts. Nice to do remote with. Really easy if you want to do FT8 with the USB connection on the back. And altogether, one of the most popular radios of 2021 it was.
Yeah, still is.
And still is.
Still
selling.
going pretty
Still selling.
amazing now.
Yeah.
Incredible. I was
Full colour
talking
screen.
about the quantities that we get through with Bernie on Saturday, last Saturday, and he couldn't believe it. It really is very different. But when he was in business, there were 11 competitors in London.
Wow.
There aren't any anymore, it's just me.
Okay.
Right, okay, so that 7300.
Yep, so power.
Oh, I saw the Acom.
You like a bit of power,
Yeah, I do.
so we can have a
like
quick whisk round on the linears that we've got in store, because
Yeah,
a lot
okay,
of
go on
guys
then.
like to talk linears. Acom 1010,
Yeah.
so 700 watts output on this. Nice and clear and easy to use, basically. So you adjust it and the LEDs on the front tell you which way to go. So as easy as that. Now there's no box on this one, so we would appreciate collection only. However,
You saving yourself how much on
it's
new?
£1,500, they're £2,000 new.
Christ, are they now?
Yeah.
Wow. That's how everything's going
So
up
that
in
is a
price.
really good price. And the good thing with us getting lots of stock is we're doing the prices really low at the moment, which is really good. So we've got this one. We've got over the back here, SPE 1.3 with ATU. You all know about the Italian linears. So you can fully integrate this with your remote system as well. And it accepts separate info basically on each band.
Yeah.
So you can set whichever antenna you've got. So you've got a separate antenna for 40 meters.
There's a
You
few
can set
little
your power
marks,
outputs on there.
surface marks here, but that's in good
Yeah.
condition. In fact, next to it, you've got the Silla State HL300 V Plus. We had one a while ago, that went. We've got another one. The Plus means it's got the 3 fans on top.
Please bear in mind it is about 200 watts. I've got to say that every time. It's not 300
watts.
It's
You
200
need a
watts.
beefy old power supply. to
200
run
watts
it
to
as
be
well.
linear.
Any other amps?
Yeah, if you
second-hand?
go just around that way and we'll walk around this way, Henry. We've got the Quadra.
Oh, what a silly question. Have we got any other amplifiers?
Yep. So VL1000 with a VP1000 power supply. Is that the right way round?
Yeah,
It
a
is.
VP1000 and
Yeah,
VL1000.
that's the right way around.
Yeah, the linear is actually called the Quadra.
Yeah.
There it is. What a lovely piece of
So-
kit that is too.
1 kilowatt if you're running something like an FT101, FT5000, FT3000.
Any of those.
FT950, and we've got a few of those.
Yeah, we've got a couple still. Yeah.
You can put this on, take band data direct from it, and it just works as a treat. So as soon as you change band, the linear will change band with you, and it just works amazingly. Proper beast, especially for the
Amplifiers.
winter months coming up.
Amplifiers. We've also, incidentally, talking of amplifiers, we've got the new Acom 2020
We do.
in stock.
Yep, just come into stock.
Because we keep having phone calls. When are you getting them in? We didn't know when we were getting them. We had a rough idea. One turned up last Friday, the day before the open day. So if you've been thinking about the new Acom 2020, definitely check that one out. And there's one in a crate sitting in our stores, I noticed.
Now, amplifiers, 2 antennas.
Yeah.
Gonna need a tuner.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need a tuner.
Where do you want to start?
Oh, well, I know. I see they're splattered about all over the place. There's one here, the DU 1500 ATU. These are a nice design, nice and heavy.
Yeah.
No vernier tuning on this. You've got to be a little bit careful when you tune, but they're nice and smooth, I have to say. All the bands, including the warp bands, I'm pleased to see. several 4 coax outputs, including balance line and direct and all the rest of it. So that's a nice piece of kit.
Got a couple around this
and
way
I
as
saw
well.
2 larger ones around here, yeah.
We're really getting Henry to work today, aren't we? See if we can get him dizzy.
I know. And he's got to get all this edited in 5 minutes because I didn't turn up for 4 hours today. Stuck on trains. Right, big DU3000s.
Yep.
3 kilowatt ATUs. Big old lumps, aren't they? Again, no vernier tuning, so you've got to be smooth with these tuning dials. But you've got the roller coaster anyway. And people always ask about these. Just have a label on top with the band you go on, and then just preset it. Very, very simple. That's what you do with a manual tuner.
So £599 for these, which I think is a good price.
300 quid off list.
It is, yeah, £800 basically plus.
Christ, are they? £200 off list.
Okay,
go on.
We'll go this way. If you're running retro radio, you like retro radio.
I love retro radios.
ICOM SP20.
Immaculate SP20.
I'll pass over to you on that one because you're going to give full details.
Well, the SP20s, people used to buy these for the ICR 9000 or the IC781, the big ICOM base station that cost a fortune. I used to sell those with Bernie and Brenda. That was the days. That's how old this is. Look at the condition of that. I don't know where on earth this chap's had this.
It's one of the best ones I've seen, actually.
I've not seen one in that condition. Yeah. And I have to say, completely underpriced.
Oh, is it?
125 quid.
Oh, we know.
Good Lord. Is there a little mark there? Weeny little mark. Look, just point that out. Weeny little mark. Even that wouldn't put me off. £125. It's a nice speaker too. Any ICOM kit or Yaesu or Kenwood that would match it.
Always good.
Fantastic.
Right, coming round this way. We're going to crouch down a little bit here. IC7610, HF&6, 100 watts, dual receive, full colour screen, display out, and kind of ICOM's flagship really at the moment.
It is, isn't it? Because they don't make the 7851 anymore.
Yeah. So
that's still a current, very much current model.
Yeah, current model, £3,000 plus.
Yeah.
I need to look at the price on these because I keep changing the price.
Well, Henry will flash it up on
the screen. Yeah, I'll leave that to you, Sam, you're bending down. FT950, we've not seen one of these for a while, have we?
Oh, love them. Love them. Must be at least 2 weeks.
Yeah. HF 6 meters, 100 watts.
I saw a couple of people walking out with them on Saturday.
They did,
so
because they're a good radio, that's why. They're robust,
no,
they do the job, and they work really well. Again, as I always say, if we've got multiple radios in stock, give the guys a call. If we can do you a deal, we will do you a deal. So you've got a few more pounds to spend on accessories.
We've got some B stock here as well, which I'll just jump in with. The XPA 125B. B stock means it's gone out, customer didn't like it, sent it back, or it might have had a problem with it, which we've sorted. We still treat it as a new radio, so it'll have a minimum of 12 months. If it's more with the manufacturer, we'll probably extend it to that. But if you're looking at I remember when these came out, I was so excited. We instantly put an order in for 100, which was winging it a bit because we only tested one. I'm pleased to say they've done really, really well, and save yourself some money on one of those. B stock, you'll see it listed on the website.
Okay, speakers.
Yeah.
As you said, SP8.
Yep, 95 quid.
Did they use these with a 1000?
FT1000.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, the FT1000 MP and the AC and DC, that's the matching speaker for it. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's not bad. He's obviously had a mat sitting on there to protect it. What he's actually done is impregnated the plastics. There's sort of like a plastic cover on it, but that's in nice condition. Otherwise than that, and that's no box, but we can still ship it, £95, and next to it the SP23.
Yep, SP23.
You see, that's 200 quid. Look how weeny it is.
I know, but it's...
Or 125 quid, get a man's version, SP20.
And go for the classic. So we've got that, talking of classics again, SP31.
Tell you what, there's a real classic, this SP3.
I was trying not to mention those because I know you...
I was going to say, and Burnley definitely sold blooming hundreds
loads
of these. Because
Did he sell them to the same guy? Because we bought 11 from the same man.
No,
so yeah,
we've still got a few left to get in quick.
And again, if you want a deal, just give us a shout. Speakers again, so SP3, as I said, we've got those. There was another speaker I saw, which is hiding.
Yeah,
another Kenwood SP23, yeah.
Another one.
And one there. So if you've got a 590, which is my favourite, one of my favourite radios. But yeah, go for an SP23. That's a good saving. Again, any of the accessories, you're looking at saving £20–30 at a time. So it's more than worth doing.
Jump into something random. IC746, HF 6 metres and 2 metres at 70, 80, 90 odd watts out on 2. Fantastic piece of kit, and I remember the replacement coming out with it, and they left off 2 metres, unbeknown to ICOM UK, us and everybody else. And we thought there was a problem with it, but they actually didn't bother, and they didn't tell the distributor.
Yep.
Another IC7610 at 27.99 in great condition. HF125 low receiver.
I don't know why that's still here.
Well, actually, that's one of the real original ones.
Yeah.
At 349. Again, I used to sell those when I was at Bernie's, albeit we couldn't buy them from Lowe's because Lowe's wouldn't sell us anything.
Okay.
Ask Bernie about that. That was a long time ago.
DX3000.
FTDX3000.
HF6, kind of like a mini 5000. Talking of which, we do have 5000s in stock. Got a few of these.
I've got a few of those.
Yeah,
yes.
I've got a few of these. One of these is Peter Hart's old one.
Yes. And if you want the best spec'd, best tuned, specifically out of a box for him, one of those is Peter Hart's. Give Tony a ring and he'll guide you towards it.
Yeah,
But
I
the
can guide you
famous
towards that one.
RSGB
Definitely.
equipment reviewer.
Now, if you're into your
I saw that.
Yeah, if you're into your audio, got a nice
Go
little,
nice with that, actually.
Yeah, little Euro rack, which you can then get the correct hold leads for, your XLR, etc. And go for this.
PR40.
Whole PR40, which will work on most of the radios around, all manufacturers. Does come with the shock mount as well.
I saw that, which
So
is nice.
at £200, absolute bargain.
is cheap, yeah,
Cigar
Christ.
box, so you can
Smoke
smoke a
cigars at the
cigar.
same time.
I don't think it's for that,
No,
but it
it's
does
not.
look like it. Doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
So you can have a little smoke with it. Power supplies, we don't have them down here, but I believe we put on 16 or 17 power supplies yesterday.
God, what?
Everyone needs a power supply. So we have sold a few today. So
I'm standing behind him. I don't know why. I mean, I don't want to see you. Get out.
exactly.
Actually, you missed a tune-up, by the way.
Oh, do we?
KW Easy Match.
Oh.
Come on, make me an offer, for goodness sake. I'm fed up looking at it.
I've got
It's
another
still
one.
here. Oh, for
No, I'm
Christ's
not
sake.
joking. I'm joking.
Okay, and also the old, real old 8200 behind
That's
you
very
as well.
nice, actually.
That is immaculate.
Yeah, that is very
And again,
nice.
open to offers. Give us a ring. Say, Tony, come on, do me a deal on a 8200. Do you know? There is so much used. Oh, another tuner.
Yeah,
That's
we've got another
nice,
tuner. That's nice,
actually.
isn't it?
Now, you
10
see,
sec, yeah.
This has got verniers. Look,
That's lovely, actually.
that is lovely. That is lovely. It's something that Tentec made that is nice. No idea what the hell. That was 2 kilowatts allegedly. And then you've got the Catco, good old Catco. He's no longer with us, unfortunately. I remember Catco.
Go steady with that. You know, if you break it, you've bought it.
Well, it's not just that, it's very old. Again, you used to sell these when I was with Bernie. Underneath, NRD 535. If you want a
Let me take this out.
really nice receiver.
A couple of little marks on the top from age.
That's nice.
But
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah.
599 quid. So if you don't want a transceiver, I had a chap on Saturday, it wasn't even a radio ham, and he dropped a book off for John. And he said, what is all? And I spoke to him about it. He said, but should I buy a receiver or a transceiver? Most of the time, just jump in and buy a transceiver. As long as you leave the microphone in the box, it doesn't matter. And then when you pass your license, of course, you've got a radio to broadcast with. If you're not really interested, I don't want to talk to people, don't like talking to people, then go for a good receiver. And that is a good receiver. I see some of the power supplies are sneaking up around here. They're all over the place, aren't
yeah,
they?
we've got a few down here. We are managing to bring them down. This is the new table configuration, so we've had to bring that down for you.
I mean, what I would say is I've not seen this much used equipment for many years. Please pop in and
that's
see
the best
us.
way to do it.
You know, any day, 6 days a week, we're here. All the guys are here. They're not all in on Saturday, but there's still 3 or 4 of them on Saturdays. All of us are in the week. It's all tried, tested and warranted. We very welcome trade-ins as well for it against any of this, and we can do finance on some of it as well. I do believe.
Majority of it,
including
anything over
normal
sort of £300.
finance, not the buy now, pay later, and which still worries me because you buy now, you're all smiling, and when it comes to pay, you think, what have I done? Put it on fixed finance, at least you know that after you finish paying the last payment and the admin fee, whatever it is, a couple of quid, that it is yours. With buy now, pay later, you've got the instant gratification, and then you've then got to sort of worry about paying for it in full
you,
later.
You can kind of budget for it on a fixed
You
one.
can. So if you think, well,
Yeah.
just especially in these times, you know, be careful.
Yeah, we
with
know
it.
where you are with it.
Yeah.
Before we go,
Yes.
quick top shelf,
Right.
H710 dipole in a box unused.
Yeah, I know that might be unused going to my house.
Oh, is it?
actually. Yeah.
So
I saw that because I used to run one of these when I was in Surrey. Now I'm in North Devon, and I was thinking about mentioning any North Devon, Cornwall, all that lot. You know, Devon and Cornwall customers. When you call, mention it to Tony, and he'll tweak carriage for you, providing it's over 100 quid.
Really?
Yeah, we'll tweak the carriage.
Oh, gosh.
Special. Because I'm a Devon boy now, I'm a grockle, apparently, because I'm a new boy. That's what they call them. Yeah, so AH710, you literally just open the box, lay it out, stick some coax in, put the 2 bits of rope up that are included in the box, string it up, you've got full coverage from 80 to 10 metres with no tuner. And they seriously do work.
Well.
They
Yeah,
really do work.
well.
I even use it on top band. It's not meant to work
And
on
what
top
I
band,
will
but
say
it
is,
does.
if you're watching, this was probably about lunchtime on Friday.
Yeah,
You know how it works. If Martin wants it,
it'll be gone.
we sell it. So put your orders in quick. Let's see if we can disappoint him.
A couple of birds.
Yep.
The bird 43s you've seen before. The reference, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
And there's a very rare one, a bird 431, which has got the internal battery in it, so you can actually, just to prove it, oh, there you go, so it does PEP readings.
And we've got a couple of slugs which will be going on as well onto the website very soon.
okay.
So we're just looking at those. Power supplies,
Christ, another blooming speaker.
little tunable DSP filter. So if you're running a bit of retro radio that doesn't have DSP,
it's nice.
these work really well.
Yeah.
Buddy Pole W3, nice SPC tuner.
Another scanner I used to sell at Bernie and Brenda. Sorry to keep mentioning, but I hope you're watching this, Bernie. Christ, giving me so many plugs. In fact, another comment that Bernie made when he walked in was, somebody said, "Hello, Bernie, what are you doing here?" "I've come to see what it's like to buy my new shop," he said.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd love to see him. He's still a real character. Oh, you'll never lose that. Okay. More tuners.
Yeah, Ventronics HF T1500. Again, roller inductor tuner.
Did I mention the KW Easy Match down the end?
You did mention that. You did mention that. iPro Traveller, all bagged up. I need to see that.
Yeah, well, there you go. But it is actually a good antenna.
Yeah. So, good thing with these is I think if I remember rightly, they set as like a T, didn't they? Sorry, I took your eyes out.
It's all right,
yeah. It's a bit tight now.
It is a bit actually, yes.
So yeah, I think they sit on the ground and basically they work pretty well. So yeah, low angle of radiation and away you go. So I'm done.
That's it, really.
Yeah.
Have a fantastic weekend. Look after yourselves. Lots of colds and sniffles about, which has got me a couple of times in the last couple of months. Thank you for coming down. No, I'm all right.
All right.
Thank you for coming down. Give the boys a ring. Look at the web.
Yeah.
All this lot's listed on the used equipment. We're still buying tons, despite the fact we've got tons. We're still getting collections every day. DPD driver's just gone and nicked my loo. So they're collecting on the 3 o'clock collection. We get 2 or 3 collections a day now. So if you want something, pick it up, have a chat. If we don't think it's right for you, we won't sell it. That's it.
I was going to say, with regards to that, that's one thing definitely we won't do. So I've had a few customers this week where I know you're going to be annoyed. I haven't sold
No, I'm
anything.
not. No, I'm not.
However, they will be in next week.
Yeah.
And we're going to sell them the right thing.
I've had people over the years say to me, I
Yeah.
can't understand this. You're a salesman and you're telling me not to buy it. And you don't understand. No, because it's wrong.
Yeah.
I want you for life. I don't want you for 10 minutes.
Exactly. Also, if you're after a bit
20
of used...
minutes maybe, but no.
Yeah, sorry. If you're after a bit of used equipment and you haven't seen it online or in the store, call, because I've got the same upstairs again. Don't
Jesus.
Don't tell them.
Bye. Go away. Bye.